Ultimate Hoops, we're here at Schaumburg. I'm here with Crystal again. We are going to break down tomorrow night's matchups at Bloomingdale. Crystal, how you feeling after last week's 3-1?
Well, you know, I see some positivity going on in my blood, so I think I'm going to be able to do it again this week.
Perfect this time.
We'll see, because there's a certain someone who failed me, but I'm not going to name who that person is.
This is a weekly thing. All right, so our first matchup, we got All Black Everything versus No Size. No Size coming off a very big win last week against That's What She Said, and All Black Everything taking 1-1 last week. Beat the free agents, which I guess, whatever, and lost to Lake Show.
Correct. Last time they played them, they had beat, because that was a debut. Jeremy Parker wasn't on All Black Everything anymore, and they ended up beating them. So what I'm going to do now is say that I still think All Black Everything is going to win, because No Size, they're so inconsistent. They'll win one week, lose terribly the next week. I think that sucks as a team. I mean, if you don't have any camaraderie, you're never going to win.
You know, that's Jeremy Parker's old team.
I know.
Okay. All right. Let's move on then. Crystal's going with All Black Everything on that one. We got Old School versus Lake Show. Lake Show came off a win against All Black Everything last week, and Old School, I believe, beat the free agents by quite a few. So
I'm going with Old School. I picked Lake Show last week, I believe, but Old School just have too many weapons. I mean, they're not old, they're just wiser in the game, but they play smart.
There's a lot of playoff implications between this matchup. They're tied right now, and I don't know how it plays out, but one wins. I think they get the second seed, which is a bye. That means they don't have a doubleheader in the playoffs. So,
well, the difference between both teams is Lake Show doesn't have a huge inside presence, whereas you have Old School, who has inside and outside presence. I mean, you still have Sean and you have Dan, but if you don't have any inside presence with Coop and Mr. Clark and Willie Clark, who's going to guard these people?
Okay. So you're going with Old School?
Yes.
Okay, just confirming. I didn't know if you have any doubts this week.
I would like to say one thing. I think Jeremy Parker is going to try to go off, because since he lost last time.
So do you want to change your first pick?
I just still don't want to change it. I think he's going to do well, just because he lost last time and he was like, he didn't know who he was playing with at that time.
Okay. Now moving on to our last matchup, we got That's What She Said against free agents. It's a very tough matchup for That's What She Said, don't you think?
To be honest with you, I believe it is not a tough matchup. However, the free agents have been doing better. Again, I spoke with Lafayette after the interview. He was quite upset with me about my pick, but I'm going to have to go with my pick again. That's What She Said. Brian Evans, I'm going with you.
You think Laf's going to play well this game?
Yeah, I think he always.
Watch your mouth.
I think he always play well, because he has to do too much. He has to rebound, he has to put the ball in the basket, and guard their best player. So that's a lot. And then he said he was under the weather last week. He still performed pretty well. They had 2 games though, so it was kind of tough. But I don't think they're gonna be able to pull it out with That's What She Said, because they have too many. Brian Evans does a lot for their team, and they focus on Brian Evans. That opens up everyone else.
So there's your picks for this week. Let's see if we can finally get that perfect week. What do you think?
Well, I'm looking for it to be perfect. It would have been perfect last week, but there's a certain someone who didn't make it perfect. They call him Mr. Triple Double. Who that is, I don't know.
All right, everybody, there it is. There's Crystal's picks for the week. Stay tuned.